I'm never gonna get sick of that. I'm never gonna get sick of that. But anyway, oh hello. Oh, okay. That was a thing. Anyway, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, all. Happy Monday, Monday the 26th of September. We're already at the end of the month. It's a bit crazy. As you probably could tell, I did shave. I have a shaved face. I was supposed to trim. It did not work. And who is this geezer? This is like the obviously podgy version of me. Like, good God. Like, I thought generally, like, yeah, the beard obviously hid my chubby cheeks very well. Alex is dead. No. Anyway, how are we all tonight? How are we doing? Chad, I've not seen you stream for a while. How are you doing? I hope work's treating you well. I take it you've just been busy. I did listen to your Trainer Lounge episode. Was very good. I did oh, I didn't even know that was a thing. But yeah, no, I hope you're well. I hope everyone's doing well. It's a little weird, isn't it? How we are already in September, and yeah, just we are trundling along. Days are a lot longer now. I don't have a car, I'm afraid. Oh, of course you don't. I forgot about that. Yeah, I hope you can get a replacement car or something soon. Because, yeah, that sucks, dude. That really does, and I'm so sorry that happened to you. Yeah. If there's anything I could do to try and help you find a car, then, you know, I mean, I'm not the best, but I'll do my best. I'll do my best even though I'm not the best. Like, public transport for the win. Angry bus ladies. Angry bus ladies for the win. When I wake up, I wish I had an angry bus lady. Just to belittle me and just make me realise how crap I am. But yeah. There's a few things I wanted to say before we start. I guess the first one is just sort of clarification as to what we'll be doing for October. Of course, we'll continue with the Pokemon stuff. However, we are going to divert a little bit away from Pokemon next month. Just because there is a lot going on. And we have a lot of things to get done in October. But that's just me personally. It is spooky season in Halloween. So I am actually going to, you know, I'm going to announce it now. I think I've already done it on Twitter. To celebrate Spooky Month, I will be streaming Bloodborne as my October game. You know, because I downloaded it recently. And I kind of realized, oh, hang on, we should just stream this because it's such a good game. And if no one's ever seen it or are interested in it, by all means, please pop by and watch it because Bloodborne is honestly one of the best games I've ever played. It is scary, but it's not horror. I want to point that out. There's a lot of people who keep thinking it's a horror game. It is not. It is a action adventure game, Dark Souls style, with gothic Lovecraftian elements. There is a difference. I remember I had this argument at university with some. Well, I didn't. Some people were trying to make the case at university that it's a horror game. It is not a horror game. I am not having it. And also, they were like making the opinion based on things they've seen. They never played it. They didn't play it till like after they finished uni. So it was kind of like, what are you doing? But it's just an expanded way of saying horror. Exactly. But it's still not horror. I will say that. But yeah, we'll be streaming Bloodborne in October. We are going to continue doing Temtem stuff because I have actually found myself quite enjoying that quite a bit. By the way, thank you to everyone who came out on Saturday night. I honestly look like death. I was going to stream on here on the desktop, but I honestly just felt so bad. Can you get a fake beard, please? Is it that bad? Is it honestly that bad? Like, I will find a way to grow a beard back quickly. If it's that bad. I mean, my other half doesn't like it. My other half doesn't like it at all. I actually, while I was shaving it and realized I'm just going to have to shave it all off, I left the mustache, right? I look like an 80s porn star. I genuinely look like an 80s porn star. I'm just not used to it. I know everyone's been saying that. Everyone's been like, what the hell is this? Like, what on earth? Yeah, so October we're going to be playing Bloodborne. We'll do some more Temtem. We will do Pokemon. Don't worry, we will do Pokemon. It's just not going to be the feature game that month. Just because I'm kind of feeling like we're at the end, if I'm honest with you. I mean, the London Corviknights, we're doing our end of generation celebration. So basically what that means is that we are celebrating the end of Generation 8 with a massive tournament, which is probably going to be near the end of October. I think it's the 23rd we're aiming for. Yeah, I think it's the Spooky VGC. I mean, if there is a way to... If we could do a tour where everyone just has to use Ghost-type Pokemon, I'm all for it. Or we'll just get the they did like a special one last year. I think it was just called the Spooky Cup. So you would just get Pokemon that's classified as spooky. But Vileplume's on that list. I do not see Vileplume as a spooky Pokemon. But anyway, that's just me. That's like saying Starmie is like a spooky Pokemon. It's a starfish. How is Vileplume spooky? I would love to know that one. Yeah, so what else is there? Of course, I'm not going to be around for most of November because I'll be on holiday. I'll be in Florida. Well, we're supposed to be in Florida, but apparently there's flash flooding warnings happening over there at the moment, which isn't good. And also, because our government are the brightest people on the planet, the pound is barely better than the dollar at the moment. So I was looking forward to having exchange rates of like 115 or 120. No, it's like 105. So it's like I'm not really, saving much. Oh, but yeah. So I'm looking forward to breaking the bank, basically. We have a good government, I have to admit. I hope you're taking a piss, Chad. I hope you are. Oh, Josh, hello, how you doing? Yes, but I think about how easy it would be to work out how much your cash is probably going to be worth out there if it's 1-for-1. Yeah, I mean, it is getting better, like, slightly. I think it finished at, like, 106 today or something, but basically, yeah, it was, Tamara's not happy about it. She's very much just sort of like, great, we're saving money. We're trying to save money to, like, go to Florida, and it doesn't feel like we're actually gaining much for it. In Liz We Trust. Oh my god, there's an amazing TikTok account. I can't remember the lady's name, but she actually dresses up and cosplays as Liz Trust, and she treats it as if it's like an early morning, like preschool program. So it's like, good morning, Liz. What are we gonna do today? Oh, are we gonna help the poor? No. Are we going to, are we gonna fix the nursing issue? No. Oh, are you gonna say? Is that £50 to give to your Russian friend? Yes. Yes, you sent it to me. I thought I did. It's alright. There'll be another Tory PM by the time you're going. Thing is, that's probably gonna happen. That's legit probably gonna happen. Like, Liz Truss is gonna be like, I'm out. Do you know what I think they need to do? I know this is completely off topic. I want them to do the next Prime Minister election in the style of Come Dine With Me. Can you imagine? Each night, they have to go round to each other's house, right? They have to cook, right? They have to cook, and then they have to judge each other's food, and whoever gets the most points is elected Prime Minister. Jacob Rees-Mogg, you have the grace and decorum. Yeah, well done, Jane. You won. Oh. You have the grace and decorum of a slapped ass or something. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it's so funny. Like, I would love that. Absolutely. You have been stabbed. But yeah, no, Come Dine With Me style UK elections. Let's do it. Like, why not? It's either that or Great British Bake Off. I feel as like that's more traditional, maybe. Like, oh, Liz, what you baking? Like, oh, it was supposed to be some cupcakes, but it turned into a shepherd's pie. I don't know how you did that. Well done, Liz. But yeah, we're going to be in America for most of November. So the plan is, because of course Gen 9 comes out pretty much like 5 days before we're due to come back. I will start Gen 9 probably on the plane back. I think we're going to try and pick it up in America. If not, we will just buy it as soon as I get back here. So you probably won't see me streaming it from the beginning. The reason for this is because I feel as though everyone and their mum is probably going to be doing that. So I don't know whether there's much point in seeing my point of view from the start. But take your money and get off my property. Come dine with me is brilliant. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see how we feel. Like if people honestly want me to wait and just stream from the beginning, I will. I'll happily do that. Yeah. So just I don't know. I'll put a poll out and see what we can do. I demand your point of view from the start. Okay. Yep. Aye, sir. But yeah, I guess other than that, I'm not really sure if there's anything else we need to talk about before we kick things off. Oh my God. Yes, no, there is something. Friday night. This Friday night coming. Tamara, my fiance, is going to be streaming for the very first time. You guys raised the sub goal that we completed like a month ago, I think. Which was literally the goal was to, if we got a certain amount of subs, then Tamara has to stream, and you did. You raised the points. We got enough subs, and the goal was for her to stream the DLC of Sword and Shield because she has never done it. She's not seen Urshifu. She's not seen Calyrex. She's not seen the bouncy boy, Regieleki, or the one with a dragon per an arm, Regidrago. Or the Dynamax Adventures. So I think she would absolutely love that. So I said to her, she said she could do it Friday. She could stream on the Friday. Oh, Josh, thank you so much for the Prime sub, bud. Thank you very much. I appreciate that greatly. I guess that's another thing actually as well. People who stream the £100, dollar or euro, whatever, apparently has been reduced to 50. Which is actually really big for small streamers like myself, and probably I think for Chad as well. So like we get access to the money that you kindly give to us quicker, so we can like improve we can either keep ourselves afloat with bills or improve our streams going forward. But no, like thank you very much for that. Thank you very much for the Prime sub, and thank you everyone for just being awesome. But yeah, so she's doing Sword and Shield this weekend, on this Friday night. I'm going to say we're going to start from 7. I'm not 100% sure, but she will be in charge of it mainly. I will be there next to her just to give her a little bit of guide and hints and tips and whatnot. Not to mention, she has never interacted with a chat before. I mean, she did once, but that was with a whole bunch of people in a Discord call, and she was really high on sugar. That was a fun night. That was hilarious. I remember like speaking to someone who raided us that night, and I was like, "I'm so sorry for the chaos." He went, "Honestly, I was in tears. I was absolutely in tears. Like absolutely hilarious." No, she had a really good laugh. But I am fairly certain that is pretty much all. I'm very annoyed with myself. I completely forgot. I feel really bad. I forgot Tamara until last. That makes me a bad guy, really, doesn't it? At least I think so. I actually can't believe I forgot, like, the biggest one till last. It makes me feel like an idiot. But anyway, I guess we'll just start, oh, really? There we go. Right. Hopefully this stays still. Fantastic. Okay, right. So obviously, yeah, the community raised enough points to do a Marvel tier list, which is what we're doing. I have noticed there is She-Hulk is not on this list, and I couldn't find a way to actually add it to the list. So unfortunately, She-Hulk is not going to be on this, but I will explain where I would put it probably at the end. They are missing a couple of other things, actually. I can't remember what I found. Oh, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is not on this list, which is fine because it's not canon anyway, from what they told us now. So what's the point? There was one other. I think it was just the one-shots. So, like, Hail to the King, and things like that, which, again, like, they're fun, but if I'm going to be honest, they don't really bring much to the table. I've tried to do this in timeline order. So I've used the Disney Plus timeline order like filter that they have to put all the films in order. However, I do have to question some of them. I thought Guardians of the Galaxy came after Age of Ultron personally, but according to Disney, like it's actually before. Oh, I can't remember the other one. Oh, the placement of No Way Home. Which I was sorry, Far From Home, not No Way Home. The placement of Far From Home. I wasn't 100% certain of where that actually was supposed to be, but I've just stuck it there. I don't think it really matters at this point, does it? I just stuck it where I thought would be best to put it. So I guess we should just begin. I don't know if anyone's... Obviously, please shout your opinions as we go along, but please bear in mind, I feel as though I am actually just going to have to say it, aren't I? These are based on my opinions and my opinions alone. Please don't get offended if your opinion is different to mine, or, like, message my mum and tell her how much of a disgrace I am. Don't threaten to take my cat away or something. I don't know. Obviously, your opinion is going to be different to mine. I will value your opinion as much as you will value mine. So, we'll just get on with it, like, and see what we could do. I'm not going to lie to you. I had to think long and hard about, like, quite a few of these. Because, admittedly, there are some trash. There is some actual trash. King Chicken, hello, buddy. How you doing, mate? I hope you're well. We are just doing the community night that you guys raised the points for, which you lovingly all did. And then we'll do some Pokemon later. I have no idea what we're going to do Pokemon-wise. We could do battles or DAs. I still haven't found Shiny Groundon or anything else like that. Gunshi, hello, buddy. How are you doing? Good. Be doing the homework? Oh, that's fair. That's fair. Gunshi, how are you doing? I hope you're well. Don't worry. I'll only judge you after this. Good. So, yeah, this is all going to be in timeline order. Some of these things I will explain in each... with each pick why it's going to go into a certain thing. Don't worry. Please be aware. I have tried to watch as many of these films as possible before we did this tier list, because I have spent like the first half of this year watching these all. There is a few I haven't watched like twice over, which is probably like more of the newer stuff, if I'm honest, rather than the stuff right at the beginning. So just bear in mind there might be some bits I might forget. But we're going to do our best. So Captain America, the very first one. I'm actually going to give a B for Captain America. I feel as though it's quite a solid film. I did like Tommy Lee Jones as the general, and I thought the sort of dynamic of the introduction of Captain America I thought was really good. Chris Evans and Stanley Tucci, their characters interacting I thought was really good, and sort of like them sort of, explaining about the war and their surroundings and their background. I did enjoy Captain America. I did. There's just a few things I feel as though would stop me from putting it anywhere higher. There is a lot of filter. Like, from what there was like a lot of this and that, which kind of dragged it a little bit. Which I do understand. Because obviously, it's just a bit of padding. And it's just not... Personally, I just don't think it's necessary. I'm doing all right. Kind of dropped the ball streaming this last week, but thinking about doing some shiny hunting. Oh, dude, go for it. I can't remember his name. Kurolato, I think his name was. Me and Chad met him like a few weeks ago. He was doing a 12-hour stream. And he was doing 12 hours in BDSP, which is honestly one of the worst games to shiny hunt on. And he got a shiny Finian from fishing in like the first 2 hours. He was doing a 12-hour stream. I did tune in for a little bit. I hope he's all right. He seemed a little bit ill. He was coughing a lot. But I hope he's okay. But yeah, Captain America, I'm gonna put as a B. I think it's I think it's a good film. I think it's a serviceable film. There's just some bits in that film where I was just sort of like, okay, can we get on with this? I really like the ending actually as well. You know, where Captain America's in that room and he suddenly realizes like, oh wait, no, this isn't my world. Like, where am I? And she's like, what are you talking about? And he's smart enough to remember, like, no, this game was in 1941. Like, this game, this sports baseball game that he's listening to was like 4 years before the events. So yeah, like, I thought that was pretty cool. And of course, yeah, Peggy's awesome. Like, Haley Atwell, like, yes. Anyway, I'm gonna put Captain Marvel as a D. This might cause a bit of controversy, and I'm going to explain why. Olsen, hello, mate. How you doing? Bruh, way too tight in that movie. Very offensive movie to people who have claustrophobia. Throw it in D. Sorry, just joking. What we doing? Hey, buddy. How you doing? So my community raised points to do a Marvel tier list. So I'm basically taking all the Marvel films and ranking them based on what I prefer and what I like and what I don't like. Obviously, if people have any other, you can voice your opinion if you like. I'm not going to stop you. But I hope you're well, Olsen, buddy. D, you agree? Okay, right. Let me explain why Captain Marvel's in D. This has nothing got to do with Brie Larson. I feel as though the internet has done its best to try and make it sound like it's Brie Larson. Even when I was researching, like, yesterday, just to, like, gaze opinions, like, most of the comments were just like, Brie Larson. This is not Brie Larson's fault. They wrote her character really badly. Like, I have never seen a Marvel character so wooden, so, like, expressionless. Just overall, just it just felt like you could replace Brie Larson with anyone in there, and it would be the same thing. Like, Captain Marvel was just so unmemorable, and it felt like such a stopgap between Infinity War and Endgame. And again, it's not Brie Larson's fault. The script I didn't feel was very good. I thought the pacing was pretty bad. Really, really off humor. And it was like, oh, how did Samuel L. Jackson get a scar? Oh, it was a cat. Like, it's like, oh, my battle scar, it's a cat. Like, but yeah, no, I thought it was rubbish. Like, I didn't think it was very good. I think Captain Marvel deserves to be in there. Yeah, I mean, if anyone wants to have any other opinions, please let me know. But no, I think Captain Marvel. I really hope when it comes to, is it the Miss Marvel? No, the Marvels. Chad might need to help me out here. I can't remember. It's Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel, and someone else. The girl from One Division. I think they're just called the Marvels or something. I really hope they improve her character, or like just make her more interesting. Because yeah, she's just so bland and uninspiring. Even my other half, before anyone like calls that out, my other half, who's watched all of these MCU films with me, even she was like, I don't like Captain Marvel. I think Captain Marvel's really bland. It feels like they just ticked a box. So, there's that. Iron Man, the first Iron Man. I am actually going to put Iron Man quite high. Because if you think about it, Iron Man really did set everything off. And I think, honestly, it's a really solid film. Like, Robert Downey Jr. obviously kills it as, Tony Stark. I thought bringing in Jeff Bridges was genius, because Jeff Bridges is a genius. Like, he is a fantastic actor. Gwyneth Paltrow was really good in it. Yeah, I thought, honestly, it was just a really solid film. Just sort of the origin of how Tony Stark got his armor, and, like, yeah, his realization that, he's actually... he's got a company that builds weapons that destroys civilizations and all of this, and he's like, no, we should change this. This is definitely not what we should be doing. And just sort of like, yeah, just seeing the evolution of Tony Stark, I thought was really good. I wouldn't say it's definitely not S tier. Like, I can only legit think of one thing that I would put in S tier at the moment. But yeah, we'll have a look at it. Okay, Hulk. Hulk goes in D as well. I actually legit forgot this film existed. I had to look online, and I realized, oh wait, okay, yeah, Hulk is an actual thing. And then I watched it. Like recently, and I was just like, my God, this isn't good. Like, this is not a good film. It's just all over the place. It honestly is just all over the place. I don't. Yeah, it's just. Put it this way, I'm not surprised Mark Ruffalo was asked to replace whoever it was. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head, but yeah, it's just really boring. Again, it's got the Captain Marvel problem. I would actually put it lower than Captain Marvel. I really would. But yeah, I'm not feeling it. I didn't feel it. Yeah, I thought it was rubbish. It just wasn't my cup of tea. S. Nolan. Oh, hello, nerd. Sorry, I didn't see you there. S. Nolan or something like that. How are you doing, nerd? I hope you're having a good night. I hope you're having a good day. Edward Norton. That was it. Edward Norton. Edward Norton was notorious because he actually did not trust the director to do it properly, which is why he sat in the editing room with the editors without the director. He said to the director, "You're not going in here. Let me edit the film," which is why it was edited like it the way it was and why it was really bad. Edward Norton is not a director. Edward Norton is a very up his own arse actor. I think he's calmed down a little bit now. I really hope that's true. Yeah, no, Edward Norton was all over the place. Absolutely all over the place. Yeah, honestly, it is worse than Captain Marvel because, like, at least Captain Marvel, like, had a beginning, middle, and an end. Hulk was just panning shots and, yeah. What? Iron Man 2. I know some people are not going to be a fan of this. I'm actually going to put Iron Man 2 in C tier. It honestly feels like a stopgap film. It really felt like it was Iron Man 1 was so good and really popular. Let's make a sequel and rush it. It really wasn't that entertaining at all. I didn't like it very much. The only thing I found funny, or I thought was really good in Iron Man 2, was the introduction of War Machine. And the whole give me my bird. I want my bird. Like, that is literally the whole. That is the most memorable bit about the film, is the fact that he's going, I want my bird. Give me my bird. Yeah, other than that, it's I think it's very unmemorable, if I'm honest. Like, it's meme level. Which is why it's going in C tier, if I'm honest. I'm not a fan of it. Which actually, do you know what? I'm gonna put 4 in there as well. 4's going in there. I watched this in cinema, and I made the mistake of watching it in 3D. So whenever it came to the dark scenes, like the beginning, I couldn't see anything. Absolutely nothing. And then I watched it again, like earlier this year. I watched most of the MCU films earlier this year while working from home. Obviously doing work, unfortunately. But yeah, I thought 4 was absolutely ridiculous. Like, I get it; it's supposed to be cheesy, a little bit over the top, but come on, like, it. Honestly, it's very unmemorable. The only thing I remember working in quotations. I mean, that's probably what the company thought. Yeah, because you can't trust the word they say. But yeah, like, honestly, I only remember the scenes I remember from that film was Thor smashing his cup and saying another, and just like, I mean, even my other half thought it was a little bit too cheesy with the whole romance. She wasn't a fan of it either. She was kind of like, oh. It's, yeah, I can't say it's a good film. I can't say 4 is that much of a fun film, but here we are. Avengers. I'm actually going to put Avengers quite high up as well. Do I put it in A or do I put it in... No, let's put it in A. You know, everyone can have an opinion, but yours is wrong. Oh, see, Chad, I know you're a fan of 4. But Ace Elite Prime. Hello, how you doing? Hope you're having a good day. Hope you're having a good week. And no, honestly, like, I just don't get I just think the first two, even the first 2 4 films, just really lack the sort of interesting factor to them. If I'm honest, like, Anyway, Avengers in A. Obviously, like, For the Dark World better be top. Anyway, For the Dark 4. For the Dark 4. I'm fine, thanks you. Yeah, I'm not bad. A little bit tired. I didn't sleep very well last night, so I had to call in sick today. Because my mind and my body were not my friend last night. But hey-o, happens, doesn't it? So Avengers I'm putting an A. Oh, yes, there you go. Yeah, Nerd pretty much slams it right on top. Like, Chris Hemsworth didn't like it so much, he was very tempted to leave when they announced 4-3. He really didn't like it. Absolutely. He didn't like the direction. He didn't like the actual cinematography. He thought it was bland, which I completely agree with him. But yeah, so I hope you feel better. Thank you. I genuinely hope I do as well. Not fun. Sorry, Barbar's just messaged me asking for... No, I've already told her that. Avengers in A. I thought Avengers was actually a really good film, really fun film. Most of it probably relies on the overexpressions of Loki, Tom Hiddleston. Tom Hiddleston's a perfect Loki. Like, let's be honest, he's perfect. He nails that role, like, brilliantly. Also, like, the interactions between Tony Stark and Steve Rogers, Captain America and Iron Man, really, I thought was really good, because obviously it's a contrast of interests. It's a contrast of how things should be working. Steve Rogers has that military mindset. Tony Stark is more of a philanthropist. Like, as we go along the timeline, we'll see, like, how they sort of align and also collide. Which I think it's really good. And also, like, introducing Mark Ruffalo as Hulk. He was really good. That's my secret cap. I'm angry all the time. Like, oh yes, I did see. I did see his full outfit, Loki's full outfit appearance at Comic-Con. Apparently he wasn't supposed to do that. Like, apparently they said to him, like, do you want to just turn up at Comic-Con and do some announcements? And he was like, oh, only if I could do it in full outfit. Like, I feel as though we need to do it in full outfit to, like, get the full, like... And I think that's awesome. Like, I really do. I think that's amazing. The fact that he was like, no, we need to do it. We need to do this. Like, he was obviously like, ah! He's like a giddy kid. Fantastic. I really did. I hope, because I know me and my other half, we were thinking about trying to go to D23 next year, which is like the Disney Expo, if you will, but it's in Anaheim in California, which isn't obviously the easiest place to go to, but it's kind of like on one of those things. It's the same as Comic-Con. It's like we really want to do like a few like panels and conventions, because we've already done London. We've done the London Comic-Con. We would love to do like San Diego or D23. I would love to go to if Pokemon ever were like World Championships and there's a con going on as well, I would 100% turn up. Be amazing. But yeah, Avengers I think is A tier. I would put it actually ahead of Iron Man. Yeah, let's do that. No, Iron Man 2 was better than before. Sorry, Chad. Speaking of I'm sorry, Chad, For the Dark World, or sorry, For the Dark 4. I actually had to legit research and remember who the villain was in For the Dark World, because it is so unrememberable. I'm sorry, Chad. I really am. Thor is... I tell you what, Thor is better than Hulk and actually Captain America. There should be a lower tier for Thor too. Get Out. Oh, mate. I wish there was a lower tier for some of these. 4-2 is just this. Honestly, I'm not surprised. This is a film that not only got Natalie Portman to say "I'm done," and nearly said "I'm done" to Chris Hemsworth. It is so unrememberable. It's got unnecessary twists. I know they had to talk about an Infinity Stone, so they talked about the the red one. I can't remember its name now. It's like the weird liquidy thing. And it's just like trying to find a plot revolving around that. Again, the only thing I found interesting in that film was Loki. The whole fact of I even have to remember Malekith, who was, by the way, acted by Christopher Eccleston, who of course is a former Doctor in Doctor Who. The Ether, thank you. I completely forgot Christopher Eccleston portrayed him. It was a waste of very good actors and characters, exactly. The only thing I liked in the entirety of 4-2 is when Loki realises he actually led the soldiers to kill his mum. When he didn't realise, he just went, "Oh, you probably want to go down that way." Like, and then, yeah, he kind of realises that the only person who cared, or like, well, not the only person who cared, but the one person in his mind that cared for him was his adopted mother. That died, and he literally loses it, and he's like kicking things all over the room, and he's crying. Like, that was the only scene I liked in that film. I really think Marvel has done a good job of carefully planning Loki as a character, and again, Tom Hiddleston just does it so well. Nothing to say there. Iron Man 3. This is awkward, isn't it? Iron Man 3. I remember they spent a good deal of Iron Man 3 talking about Tony Stark's PTSD. Because, of course, he nearly died in space. He sent a nuclear warhead to the Chitauri in Avengers, and then literally nearly died. So him needed to get back into the suit. I understand why he negotiated it, so he had to spend a certain amount of time out of the suit. But again, let's bring a villain that isn't really rememberable. Let's make a story out of practically a deleted scene from the first film. It's basically Tony Stark is an idiot. The movie. I didn't think it was very memorable, if I'm honest. Like, obviously, when we watched it, it was quite... same with most of these. Obviously, when we watched it, it was quite memorable, right? But when you think about it, when have we ever discussed Iron Man 3 since it came out? Like, when have we ever, in the whole timeline of the MCU, have we gone and said, "Hey, Tony, how are you feeling? How is your PTSD? Are you feeling better? Are you seeing a shrink? Or are you, like, how's it going?" There's none of that. Absolutely none of that. So it's like, honestly, it feels as though even Marvel didn't care about the fact that Iron Man 3 was a thing. I can answer. I got this. Oh, Chad, please do. I need to understand. It was just Marvel making more bank on Iron Man. Oh, of course. Did he? Shang-Chi referenced it. Iron Man 3 is great as a standalone film. Yeah, it's alright. Which is why I'm actually going to put it in C tier. Like, it's not as bad as these films, but again, there's nothing for me that says, "Oh yes, like this needs to go up here. This needs to break into these sectors." And the Mandarin as well. Like, the Mandarin is in Shang-Chi. Oh yes, the true Mandarin, not the I'm just an actor. I'm from Liverpool. And then they actually get the actor from Liverpool, which is actually quite amusing in a way. Mandarin. Not Trevor. That was it. Trevor's hilarious. He's like, "Oh, ladies, like, I'm sorry, we just have to, you beheaded, wasn't it like, you killed someone on a live stream?" And he's just like, no, they told me it was a stunt double. He told me it was fake. It's like, no, you actually killed someone. And he was just like, "Oh my God." Trevor's amazing. I tell you what, that's why it's going above 4-2. Trevor above above. I want my bird. I want my bird. Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier, honestly, I really like, but it is going in B tier. It is a good film. I do like the Winter Soldier. I think the I do like the Winter Soldier. I think it's quite interesting as a film because obviously it's like, oh wait, it's S tier, A tier. Oh, am I being harsh on Winter Soldier? Are you going to persuade me, guys, to put this in A tier? Actually, yeah, no, hang on. What am I talking about? Yeah, you are an A tier. What am I doing? Winter Soldier is an A tier. Yeah, what am I doing? Sorry, guys. It can be a bit boring. There is some bits which kind of, just feel a little bit flat, but I think the majority of the film is really, really good. So not only does it introduce the Winter Soldier, but you get like some really cool scenes. Actually, I think Natasha as a character is quite fleshed out in this as well. Like, it was really interesting to see like the relationship between her and Steve Rogers as sort of like this friendship that obviously like was blooming, which was quite nice. Like, I thought they worked really well together. I thought the whole sort of Shield dynamic and the fact there was like, oh yeah, no, Hydra's in Shield now, was like, oh wait, what? And then you've got the scientist guy who's like, oh yeah, like I was Hydra, then I was hired by Shield, and they were stupid to let me be in Shield. So then I decided, what's best way to do this? I'm just gonna put myself in your computer. Like, there was another film, I swear, around the same time, where Johnny Depp played a character who like inserted himself into a computer and basically tried to become God. And it honestly gave me that vibe. I just really wanted it to be like Johnny Depp just appearing on the screen and just being like, oh, hello there. And then just like, would you like to watch Pirates? Would you like to watch Pirates of the Caribbean? I think that would be really funny. But yeah, and obviously like, I think it's quite interesting in the fact that, you know, near the end, Captain America technically doesn't win. Hello there. Right? Oh, somebody said hello there. Who said hello there? Who said hello there? Chad, hello there. Hello there. Yeah, and I do think it's interesting how the fact that Captain America didn't win. Like, he stopped it from happening, yeah, but Winter Soldier absolutely beat his ass. Johnny Depp did. Did he? Are you fibby? Are you fibbing to me right now? Don't do it. Okay, right. So that was Winter Soldier. Now we've got to talk about Guardians 1. Actually, do you know what? I am actually going to separate these. Yeah. Let's, Johnny Depp said hello there. All right. I tried to do a funny. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1. Do you know what? Yeah, it's S. It's an S tier film. It is honestly one of the best films Marvel has ever done. Not only are the characters likable, not only is the actual plot, like, it's good pace. There's some really good, like, scenes. The whole Gamora Nebula dynamic with... also, you see Thanos for a bit. Like, I thought that was awesome. We got to see Thanos for a bit. The soundtrack, yep, Chad's right. The soundtrack as well was really good. Honestly, one of the best soundtracks ever. Which isn't even, like, necessary, because most of it's just 80s songs. Which is hilarious. Like, there's actual composers being like, I've been outdone by the 80s. No, I really like Guardians 1. I think Guardians 1 is... Yeah, it definitely deserves to be up there. The whole... Rohan, I thought he was a good character, actually. Although, somebody told me apparently he's not a villain in the comics, which I thought was interesting. But, you know, I think Ronan, you know, the guy who played him did a really good job. I did like, I think Karen Gillan does a major job as Nebula, like, really expression. Thanos is Thanos. Although it's interesting how it's not Josh Rosen. I can't remember now. it's not his Thanos yet. It's kind of like the, obviously a CG'd voice actor. Like that was pretty fun. And the whole, like, I want to say like the last half hour, where they try and invade Xandar, and obviously everyone's like holding up, the massive shield, and then you have Ronan against everyone, and it's the power of friendship and family, like, to stop him. I thought was really good. And then, yeah, obviously it was like, wait, hang on, like he can hold the stone and he's not dead. They're holding the stone, they're not dead. They haven't been disintegrated. And obviously, yeah, it's sort of like, it's sort of us learning more about the Infinity Stones in general, which I thought was he was a better villain. He wasn't a great villain. He was a good villain. I felt like he was interesting, but like I think that's just a problem with the Marvel Cinematic Universe in general, is that most villains only last one film, unless you're like a big villain, you're only lasting one film, which I don't quite agree on. I think there should be times where instead of just getting rid of the villain outright, just imprison him. Just imprison him, and you can use him again in another film later on down the line. That's just how I feel personally, but yeah, no, I understand why people are kind of like the villains here is not great. CJ, hello, buddy. How you doing? Hope you're well. But yeah, Guardians. Wait, what? Hold up, I agree with you. S tier. Oh, I thought CJ was like, hold up, are we agreeing? Me and CJ, we are agreeing on things. I hope you're well, though, CJ. Guardians of the Galaxy is also really funny. Like, honestly, really, really funny. I think it's it is honestly one of the best. But I do think there is one film better than it. At the moment, anyway. We'll see how we go along. Age of Ultron. Age of Ultron's a little awkward, isn't it? Ultron, who is like a really big deal in the comics, and he was a really big deal in if anyone's seen What If, there is literally 2 episodes, I want to say, like dedicated to Ultron, where we kind of realize like how big of a deal Ultron could have been, and that to me really annoys me. It's like I that honestly really annoys me. The fact that it's like Ultron is this big baddie, but like he got stopped because the Avengers like came together and stopped him in a made-up country before he could like flatter the place. I just think it was so wasted. I really do. And also, like, I don't know why they felt it was necessary. Did they honestly say to Chris Hemsworth, like, hey, I'm just telling you this now, there is a scene where you have visions, but you need to be, like, naked in a bath? And he's like, oh, do I need to be in the bath naked to know these visions? Yes, that is extremely important. You have no idea how important that is. Like... And then he just gets in the bath. He just screams a bit, doesn't he? And he's just like, Idris Elba's like, oh, thank you for betraying us. Thank you for killing us all. We're all dead now. And, Thor is like, what on earth are you talking about? And then he wakes up in the bath and he just turns around to the scientist guy. And he's just like, yeah, we have a problem. I thought it was a really kind of, I don't know, it was a bit of a cop-out way of explaining the Infinity Stones. Or starting, yeah, like, I don't think they kind of truly understood the Infinity Stones till Infinity War. But again, it's just sort of like, no, we need Chris Hemsworth in a bath. That's literally the only thing I remember from Age of Ultron, other than, like, the wasted potential of a few... There was a lot of good characters in Age of Ultron as well. There was Ultron, there was this South African drug dealer. I can't remember his name, but it was played by... Andy Sykes, the Gollum actor. Yeah, it's just like, come on, guys. Oh, how much you spent? Oh, that's not bad. Okay, I can live with that. Sorry, my other half is panicking. Bless her. Yeah, no, honestly, I thought it was such a waste. It is going in C tier. C tier, I'm going to put it above 4, and below the Iron Man films. Ultron, waste of a character. The film felt like a stopgap and an excuse. Yeah, it just... there's not really much I could say other than that, if I'm honest. I just didn't think it was that great. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 is not as good as Guardians of the Galaxy 1. I know some people are going to get upset by that. I know there's quite a few people. I know quite a few people who think Guardians of the Galaxy 2 is better than Guardians 1. I don't think that's true. I think it's a good film still. It's kind of like we know how successful we were at first one, and then the second one we just... And also, the problem I have with Guardians 2 is the whole term that they used for Eternal, right? So, Chris Pratt's character, Star-Lord, his dad is apparently a Celestial, right? But we've also seen in Eternals Celestials. So, what, you know, there's a little bit of a sort of like, you know, yeah, number one was so much more better. Like, again, we're agreeing, CJ. I like it. But yeah, honestly, it is a good film. It is fun. I do enjoy it. Yeah, I think it's a B. I think it's a low B. Or just a B in general, actually. It's obviously Mary Poppins, y'all, is legendary, and it was nice to see other characters sort of get fleshed out. The whole scene where Star-Lord and Drax and is it Nebula? I can't remember, but she's the one who's like fiddling around in his head, and she's just like, "Oh, you have feelings," and Drax is like, "Ah, you like her, you suck." Yeah, like honestly, I was very much just sort of like it could have been better. Oh, Twisty, hello, how are you doing? And Big Steve, hello guys, how are you doing? Hope you're well. Yeah, I for anyone who's come into the stream and is like, what the hell happened to your face? I tried to trim and accidentally shaved it all off. It was just awful. So doesn't that make Eternals worse because it messes with the established law? Exactly, and we'll get to that because I'm going to rip a new one for Eternals. Miss Marvel is a C tier at least. I don't think it was that bad. I honestly did. I really did, Steve. I'm sorry. Like I really did enjoy Captain Marvel at all. I just, again, for anyone who's just come in, I'm not saying it's Brie Larson. I think the script and the overall direction I thought was just not very good. I'm really hoping their sequel fixes quite a few things, but one needs to hope, right? You know. Oh, we're now both in ripping a new one. We're in that mood. I agree, except it definitely is Brie Larson. I love that. That is such a political answer there, Josh. Just like me just saying yes, it was the direction and the script that really let it down. And there's Josh being, I completely understand. Brie Larson is the problem. It's just... I love it. Oh dear. But yeah, so where were we even at? Oh, was it Age of Ultron? No, it was Guardians 2, wasn't it? Yeah, Guardians 2. Not as good as Guardians 1. Kurt Russell actually as well was really good in it. Kurt Russell, very, very good. Yeah, there was just some things about it which just sort of made you just sort of yeah. Anyway, Ant-Man. Ant-Man is going straight to A. Ant-Man is hilarious. Ant-Man is really funny. Ant-Man is really good. Paul Rudd is probably one of the funniest people I've ever seen. And I thought him playing Ant-Man was superb. I really like the fact that they went more in depth with his character as in general. Exactly. He's so ugly. I love him. I say that to a lot of Pokemon. What was the one? Oh, Dracovish was a popular one for Gen 8. Everyone was just like, oh my god, he's so ugly. I love him. Just yeah, I get it. Yeah, Dracovish is ugly, but he's amazing. The advertising behind Ant-Man as well was genius. legit in America they had a 30-second ad. We didn't get it over here in America, which in the UK, which I was really sad about. But there was generally a 30-second ad where Paul Rudd and what's the guy's name? Oh frick, I've absolutely forgotten his name. Michael. Oh, it's Michael something, isn't it? Michael Douglas. That's it. Sorry, Michael Douglas are literally both of them are just doing some drum noises with their legs, and they're just going Ant-Man, 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 and that was it. That was your advertisement. That was your trailer. Which I thought was hilarious. But no, yeah, I really like Ant-Man. I think it's a really serviceable film. Obviously explains Ant-Man as a whole, and also like talks about the quantum realm, which actually plays like a really major part later on. So it's not like it's a film where it's obviously it serves as a standalone, but like in terms of the later down the line moments, it's actually really important. Which is great that they're actually taking elements from previous films and putting them into the future ones. So yeah, like thank you, Ant-Man. Yeah, like I thought it was a really good film. Also, the whole battle with Yellow Jacket when they're shrinking down and they're like fighting on the toy train, and then it turns into a giant Thomas the Tank. I thought it was brilliant. I thought it was really good. I am now fairly okay. I'm not even gonna mince this. Civil War S tier. Civil War is my favorite film. It is honestly my favorite film. Like, not only do you get to see the clash of ideology between Steve Rogers and Iron Man, but you also see the struggle into trying to clear Winter Soldier's name, as well as Iron Man trying to both. It was, obviously the Sokovia Accords is the main focus, but you have the ideology of Steve Rogers and the ideology of Iron Man trying to like do things what they believe is the right way, and there's people aligning to them. I think as though we should just do this with all governments, like, just have one government here, one government there, and just run up to each other in an airport and battle. Which obviously that was a cool scene. It's not the main focus, but also I honestly think it is the only film that I think they did the right thing in actually making the villain succeed, because if you think about it, he actually did what he wanted to do. He wanted to cause chaos within the Avengers. He wanted to get revenge by making them take each other out, right? Because he lost his family when Age of Ultron was happening. Like, that's the key part in all of this, is the fact that the villain actually succeeded in what they wanted to do and caused chaos and actually make them fight and try and kill each other over something that actually could have been discussed pretty early on, but the tensions were that high and everything just turned to crap. Like, in terms of, obviously not the film, but in terms of their relationships and like the dynamics, Vision, crippling War Machine, breaking his spine, and I think he was temporary paralyzed, wasn't he, from the waist down. Hands down. Oh, this is a good tier list. Thank you. Honestly, Civil War does so much, and it is the perfect film. I am worried though, because of course they're going to do Secret War. I think it's what they're calling it, with Kang. By the way, does anyone remember Kang? Because we haven't seen him in ages. No, Civil War is perfect. I will not have anyone diss it, basically. I think it's brilliant. Also, actually, the introduction of Black Panther was great as well. I know some people disagree with having Black Panther introduced into another franchise before having his standalone film. I do not agree with that. I think actually it's probably the right thing to do, because I think around that time a lot of people were kind of fed up with this whole origin story thing, right? They just wanted to see Black Panther kick some butt, which I completely agree on. I think Black Panther, Chadwick Boseman, rest in peace, played him so well that there was honestly no point in making an origin story. And also, technically, if you think about it, Civil War is his origin story, because like his dad gets killed, and he has to take the mantle of Black Panther. Yeah, like that's legit what it is. But we'll talk about Black Panther in a bit. But yeah, Civil War, fantastic. Black Widow. Black Widow is awkward, isn't it? I think when we first watched it, it was unfortunate that it came out where it came out, because obviously it was not supposed to like come out after Endgame, and it was in a production hell for a while. I really feel as though we would obviously appreciate the film more if it came out before the Infinity War films, where it's supposed to come out, right? And I do think that is, obviously Marvel needs to put their hand up and say we're really sorry about that, because yeah, they did do Black Widow dirty. Obviously, the whole controversy of them telling Scarlett, "Don't worry, it's going to be in films," and then like literally go behind her back and say we're going to put it on Disney Plus, which obviously cuts into the film's earnings, which then cuts into the earnings of the staff and the crew and the actors. So it's not that good. Black Widow was definitely awkward. It doesn't deserve the hate. It was, honestly, I think Marvel should have just put their hands up and said, "Look, we're really sorry. Like, this is our fault. We need to take responsibility." For me, it's Marvel's fault, not the film. With that being said, the film I definitely feel as though is a high C. I thought it was quite serviceable. I rewatched this recently, and I do honestly feel as though, while it was really nice to get some conclusions to Black Widow's sort of story, there was a lot of it where I was just sort of like, well, we know some of it already from like Age of Ultron and before that. So, and also the handling of Taskmaster, who is supposed to be one of the more important characters going forward. I don't know, it was awkward. The whole film's just awkward. It's just awkward. The movie was entertaining and the story somewhat told well. Yeah, exactly. It's literally just Black Widow in brackets. This is awkward. But I'm gonna put it in C. It does have some really nice soundtrack, actually. I will say that. And also the introduction of the family members. What's his name? The Russian version of Captain America. I can't remember now. He was quite amusing. I'll say that. The first I watched it, I was feeling indifferent about it, but then I rewatched it. The story was told decently. Yeah, exactly. Like, I needed to watch it. Like you, CJ. I Red Guardian. Thank you, Josh. He was quite amusing. He's just like, "Oh, Captain America never wanted to fight me." It was. Can you imagine if they actually did Red Guardian versus Captain America, but in the style of Rocky? Can you imagine? Just Red Guardian just beating up someone so badly they die, and he's like, if he dies, he dies. Captain America's just like, he's obviously taking the serum. Like, that would be a crossover. Rocky and like MCU. To be fair, Rocky would be an A tier like Avengers character. I'm telling you now. Like, my fists can protect the world. Just honestly, Black Widow. I like CJ said, I needed to watch it twice, in order to try and fully understand what they were trying to do, and I understood it. I knew what they were trying. Again, I just can't shake off the awkwardness of it all. With that being said, it was a serviceable film, I think we would probably respect it a lot more if it was literally the film before Infinity War, but obviously not, which is a shame. Which is a real big shame. Black Panther, easy, S tier. Another amazing film. Again, Chadwick Boseman. Michael B. Jordan, sorry. Looney Tunes made that joke. Not Looney Tunes. Was it Looney Tunes? No, Space Jam. That was it. Space Jam was like, we got Michael Jordan. And Michael B. Jordan comes out. And they're just like, "Wait, you're not Michael Jordan." And he's like, "Oh, no, I'm Michael B. I'm Michael B. Jordan." Just like, I honestly, that was probably one of the only moments in the sequel of Space Jam that I laughed. I laughed hard to. It is an S tier film. I really love this film. Michael B. Jordan as Killmonger is fantastic. There's a really good actor, and I keep forgetting his name, but he plays Killmonger's dad. And the scene where Killmonger has the trance, obviously he's inherited the Black Panther powers, and he's having that trance scene, and he sees his dad, who obviously tried to, he tried to gift his neighborhood with guns to it was like a turf war or something. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head. But he, I thought it was so powerful, that scene, because he's crying. His dad is crying when his son is like, oh, people come and go all the time. People die. This is just who we are as humans. And he's literally just like, my God, what have I done? And he's crying. He's openly crying because he's realized he's brought his son up wrong. It's an incredibly well acted scene. There's some really good scenes as well with what's his name? There's the guy who played Last King of Scotsman. He was the priest who was like this drink will now strip him of all his powers. Or something. I can't remember. Sterling K. Brown. Thank you so much, Josh. He's an amazing actor. I really like him. The way he dies in the end and respects those who have died before transferring. Exactly. I admittedly, obviously as a white guy, I was not all that knowledgeable in sort of, because it's education, right? Growing up with education, you're not really told about what happened with the rest of the world. You're only told stories about what your country has done and what your country, the good things about your country, by the way. So when I read about history, and sort of when I watched that film, it's extremely educational. I do agree, CJ. It is extremely educational, and it's very eye-opening for people to actually understand. Yeah, we did these things. A lot of people did these things, and yes, I know. Britain was the first apparently to abolish it, and paid God knows how much money to free people. But it's we still did it. We still did it. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, no, honestly, Black Panther's amazing. It's such a good film. Soundtrack is great. I do love the fact that it is very treated with respect. So it's not where you see whitewashing, Scarlett Johansson playing a Japanese character in Ghost in the Shell, or Matt Damon playing a Japanese samurai. That was awkward. Yeah. I was going off, and no worries. Soundtrack is god tier. Soundtrack is fantastic. I love the scene. There's a lot of good characters in Black Panther as well. The sister being oh, by the way, what are those? Pointing to the shoes. Chadwick Boseman obviously knocks out the park. You've got actually, that's another good scene, actually, I need to just point out. The scene with the sister and the leader of the soldiers. I can't remember her name, but she's obviously Chadwick Boseman's character is apparently killed off, and you have that wonderful moment where she's like, I am loyal to the throne. I am loyal to the king. I'm not loyal to Chadwick Boseman's Black Panther. Yeah, no, oh god. Bro, when she called the white scientist colonizer was hilarious. It was actually, yeah. It's oh, what do you want, colonizer? But yeah, honestly, fantastic film, very educational, but also really brings Africa in general to the table. Just talking about the civilization of Wakanda as well and its traditions, so good. And then I think it was it was this film, wasn't it, where the ending was them being questioned at the UN Council or something, and they were like, oh, and what is Wakanda exactly going to bring to the table? And he just brings a little smirk, and it's just like, oh yeah, oh yeah. But yeah, honestly, Black Panther. I'm actually, do I put it above Guardians? I might just leave it there for now. Because to be fair, I pretty much respect them in equal right. Spider-Man Homecoming. Yes, that's the one. Spider-Man Homecoming. I'm going to put this in a low B. I'm going to put this as a low B. Oh, Soph, hello, how are you? Hope you're well. Thanks for the lurk. Oh, and thank you for the subscription. Oh my god. Thank you for the sub. I appreciate that. Is that the first one? Too many similar titles. Yes, it was. It was the one with Michael Keaton, who's playing the Vulture, and it's like his daughter, Tom Holland's character, is going to prom with his daughter, because of course, like, if I remember correctly, not Falcon. Is it? Oh, Vulture. That was it. It wasn't Falcon. Actually, that was another good thing about Winter Soldier. Actually, Falcon. Yeah, I actually found myself more interested in Michael Keaton's character than Spider-Man. Because, of course, this was the awkward film where he's trying to get Tony Stark's attention. And he just wants to be in the good books. He wants to, like, improve as a superhero. But he's still a kid. Like, he's still going through school. And, like, yeah, Tony Stark understands that, but he doesn't. He doesn't. Tom Holland's Spider-Man doesn't. He was introduced to many times. And yeah, I actually was a little bit disappointed we didn't get Miles Morales. I won't lie to you. I really thought we could have had Miles Morales as the Spider-Man in the MCU. And that's no disrespect for Tom Holland. Tom Holland does a really good Spider-Man. But, like, have you seen Into the Spider-Verse? Like, honestly, one of the best films ever. Like, and if you haven't seen it, please do. It is fantastic. There's a reason why it took like 4 years to make. Like, honestly, if Enter the Spider-Verse was on this list, it might actually go above Civil War. I'm not even joking. Not even joking. I'm very much looking forward to the sequel. I think that comes out this year. At least I hope. Actually, I think if I remember, I think I took my other half to watch Enter the Spider-Verse in our first year of dating, and she was very much just sort of like, I don't really watch Spider-Man. I never really thought. Literally, we watched it. She came out. She was just like, oh my god, can we watch it again? Yes. So yeah, honestly, I found myself caring more about Michael Keaton's character, and again, it's really good that he didn't get killed off. It was really good that he was just arrested and sent to prison. And it was just interesting that he didn't like the system. And yeah, a lot of people wouldn't like a system that is fundamentally flawed. So he took matters into his own hands. It happens, right? We see it all the time in society. So yeah, no, I thought it was really good. Doctor Strange. I do like Doctor Strange. I'm going to put it in A tier. I think Doctor Strange is a really good film. Oh, actually, hang on. Am I going to put it in an A? Or are we going to put it in B? I don't think it's an S tier film. I don't think Doctor Strange is an S tier. Christ, I've forgotten. Yes, so it's Mads Mikkelsen's character, isn't it? Who's trying to... Gormammu, I've come to bargain. Yeah, no, that's it, literally it, isn't it, CJ? It's like... It is a low A, but it's kind of a high B at the same time. Yeah, okay, we'll keep it in A, but we'll put it near the end. Yeah, we'll put it near the end. That seems fair. Yeah, Doctor Strange is a good film. It is a good film. Like, obviously, Benedict does really well as Doctor Strange. Yeah, I kind of like the whole dynamic of that film. There's not really much else to really say about it. It's just a really serviceable film. Amy Adams, I really struggled to like, not Amy Adams. Is it Amy? Rachel McAdams. That's it. Exactly. It introduces the multiverse. It introduces dimensions, which is actually really key for Marvel, especially like going forward. I mean, Rachel McAdams' character, I really struggle to care about. I was just very much just like, I get it. He needs to be hung over a love interest. like most characters do these days. Like, yeah, that's just me personally. It was a huge bridge. It was necessary. It was a very necessary film. I'm just gonna leave him there. I'll leave him an A. I think it was a really good film. If you haven't watched it, obviously go watch it. Like, some of the CG actually in that film was mind blowing, and really creepy actually as well. Like when he's is it Tila Swanson, the person who's playing the general. What, I can't remember the role, like the actual title. But yeah, she like flicks him on the head, and he just go through all these like things. Like he turns into a pile of feathers, I think, at one point, or like his hands grows hands that grows hands. Tila Swinton, that's it. Could I show you something, Mac? Oh, go on. Like yeah, it's honestly kind of creepy, but really good. But obviously we'll see later on down the line, like there's actually a more creepier film. Which or should I just say it? Oh, go for it. Just say it. Just say it. Why not? Right, Thor Ragnarok is in A tier. It is honestly it is the best Thor film. And it is the Thor that we probably should have gotten from the beginning, in my opinion. I think the first two Thors really actually disappointed us in terms of what Thor as a character should have been. Sent you a DM. Nice. Tight. Where did you send me a DM actually? Discord. In Discord. Okay, no worries. Let me just boot it up. I just realised I actually closed it. It's a bit silly of me, wasn't it? Right, I need to close that. Right, let's see what also this sent us quick. Oh my god! Oh, that's so sad, but like, Jesus. So, Olsen has sent me a comic strip where it's Ponyard and his trainer just working together, and then his trainer's just literally hanging off an edge of a cliff, and Ponyard, of course, who hasn't got hands, has claws, is like, uh-oh. Oh, wow, that's so dark. Oh my god. I love it, though. That's hilarious. Oh my god, that's so dark. Kind of messed up. It's really messed up, man. It's so messed up. But yeah, like CJ says, Thor Ragnarok is the best Thor film. I will explain why that is when we get to Love and Thunder, which is literally the last one on this list. There isn't She-Hulk on here. This is basically what Thor should have been from the beginning. Wahidi's done a brilliant job in actually making the character not only likable, but made a really fun film. The whole like Thor and Hulk fighting each other on a random ass planet, and he's just like, oh, he's a friend from work. Like, that was genius. Well done to the kid who suggested that. Tessa Thompson as well is a fantastic character. The whole I actually had to defend this opinion from someone recently. I can't remember who it was now, but they were saying the whole Valkyrie scene against Helda, the main villain of Thor 3, was really stupid, like they said. And I was like, wait, what? Like, that was an amazing scene. Like, the whole, cinematography when everything's kind of like dark and light at the same time, emphasizing like people, like everyone around her is dead, right? She is the last Valkyrie. They are not milking it. She is literally the last Valkyrie. Like, I thought it was amazing. And personally, I thought it would have been really cool if she was the one who did the killing blow. But obviously, yeah, like, she got stronger and stronger and stronger, and literally the only way to stop her was to actually unleash Ragnarok, hence the title of the film. No, honestly, Thor Ragnarok deserves to be an A tier. It really does. I guess the only thing stopping it from an S tier, really, is kind of just how randomly the Hulk actually just turned up on the planet. Like, he was just floating around the Earth. Like, we didn't realize he actually took a ship and went to space with it. Like, that's the only thing I kind of was just like, wait, hang on, how did he get there? Like, makes no sense. And obviously, spoilers for if anyone's not seen She-Hulk yet, we might be seeing Hulk go back to that planet, because he got a message in She-Hulk and he's taken the ship and gone. He's gone again. So we don't know what's happening. Maybe Hulk is actually getting a standalone film. We don't know. Ant-Man and the Wasp. I think it's a B. I think Ant-Man and the Wasp is a good B. Is that an insect joke? Did I just make an insect joke right there? Just, Ant-Man and the Wasp is a B. I don't think that did that on purpose. Is that a joke? I mean, I'll take it. I'm gonna take it. Like, I'm gonna take credit for my joke. Oh dear. Yeah, Ant-Man and the Wasp is a fun film. I think a lot of it relies on the humor from the first film, which obviously is fine because if it's successful, why change the formula? And it does build on quite a bit. I did like the fact that it does come directly after Civil War. So, you have actual conflicts to resolve because, of course, Ant-Man did it without anyone supporting him, which obviously Wasp was very annoyed by because, of course, they're supposed to be a team. They're in a relationship. And it was very much just sort of like, no, we need to fix our problems here. But yeah, no, honestly, Ant-Man and the Wasp really good. I wouldn't say it's better than the original Ant-Man, and which is probably why it's in B. But again, it's still a fun film. It's still fine. There's nothing wrong with it. Okay, Infinity War. I honestly toyed with this. I really did toy with the idea of where to put Infinity War, because I wasn't 100% sure whether it was worthy to be an S tier. Because if I'm honest with you, I think Endgame is better than Infinity War. So actually what I think is... Oh, shit. Sorry, I'm just knocking things around. I actually feel as though... Oh, hang on. What's happened? Have I actually... No, okay, we're fine. I'm actually going to talk about them both as one. I think that seems to be fair. So I'm actually just going to put this here. So... Avengers Infinity War is A. I think Endgame is S tier. The reason why I'm doing that is because I do generally think Endgame is a better film. As much as the first one, Infinity War, was about Thanos and we understood Thanos more, they had a lot of opportunity to do that before Infinity War. That's not to say it's a bad film. It's just, we generally didn't see much of Thanos until the end of Ultron, where he got the Infinity Gauntlet and he was just like, fine, I'll do it myself. And, he got his credit card and, he was like, take me to Xandar, I'm just going to blow things up. And yeah, obviously the fights are pretty epic. There's obviously interactions. It was really fun. Why is Gamora? I'll do you one better. What is Gamora? Also, it was something along those lines. I think I might have messed that line up. But, yeah, obviously there was that. I don't feel... I really liked the whole sort of it's difficult to actually put this down. It's actually really difficult to pin this down into actual words. Vision in the film. Protecting him, making sure he's nobody goes near him. He needs to be protected because, of course, Thanos wants that stone. That's in his head. That's going to kill him if he doesn't, get it. If he does get it, rather. And I can't remember exactly. Somebody pointed it out. It was kind of yes, we put Vision in the most obvious place possible, but despite the fact it was heavily guarded, we still put him in the most obvious place. And, if it was so important, why didn't they just, message everyone they knew? Which is, because, half of them, they're not speaking. Do you think Captain America would know that Iron Man was around? I don't know. It's weird. But no, Infinity War, I think, was a really good film, but it just doesn't beat Endgame. I think Endgame, not only the whole sort of them going back in time, Iron Man seeing his dad, Captain America seeing Peggy, them getting the stones, bringing them to the future, the whole Soul Stone stuff as well. My God, they weren't really joking, were they, about like making that as painful as possible. I'm so sorry, little one. I actually think as well, I think one of the only knocks I can say about Endgame is we should have seen the scene in the Soul Stone where Tony Stark sees his daughter, like, grown up. I think that is the only thing I think we should have got, because that would have been so much more impactful. Sorry, even greater impact than what we actually had. But again, Endgame is fantastic. Endgame is really good. Speaking of really good, Loki. I know a lot of people don't really rate Loki, and they think it's a bit up its own arse. I don't. I think Loki's actually pretty good. Tom Hiddleston again. Owen Wilson. I was surprised by Owen Wilson. I didn't think it was going to work. I legit, when I saw Owen Wilson as like in the cast list, I was like, but he's not playing any comedy characters. I've only ever seen him playing really silly comedy characters. So seeing him in Loki was such a breath of fresh air. And also, yeah, Loki is really important because it sets the events off for future, which again is super important. So yeah, I rate it. I think Loki is very good. What if? So we're actually going into the TV territory here as well. So of course, you know, we're seeing all this. You alright, hun? Okay. Sorry, my other half's just got back in. What if I'm actually going to put in B? There were some really good episodes, but again, there were some really bad ones. This might just be me. I really don't care about zombies. I think we've done zombies literally to death. And I know that sounds ironic, considering the whole point of a zombie is that it's dead. I don't care about zombies. I don't know. I know it's based on an actual comic Marvel did, but throughout that whole episode, I was just sort of like, oh, we could just. I'm waiting for the next one. Like, there's just, I don't know. It just felt like such a fanfic sort of idea that they just ran with. Yeah, I thought it was silly. I didn't like that one. Obviously, I like the Ultron episode where he's actually that powerful. He can actually see the Watcher, and he's trying to beat the crap out of him. Like, that was something. Doctor Strange's episode was really good, where he actually is so consumed by Rachel McAdams' death that he literally tears the universe apart to bring her back, and even then she still dies because it's a fixed time in his universe. I think that's so powerful. I thought that was a really good episode. I really did. But yeah, like, you know, What If had some really good stuff, but at the same time it had some really bad stuff. I'm interested to see what they do for season 2, because I know they've announced season 2. I know one of the episodes was about Iron Man and Gamora stopping Thanos, which is kind of random actually, but I'm interested to see what they do with that. And obviously, I think what's also interesting is that Iron Man was never selected for like this all-star team, because Iron Man wanted to build a suit of armor around the Earth, which we all know was never going to work because Ultron. So I thought that was pretty interesting. Far From Home. Far From Home is a B. I think the only thing that we sort of got from that film was obviously the Skrulls being disguises of in Earth because Nick Fury is in space now, which is still not being explained. I don't know how we're going to understand that one. We'll probably understand that somewhere down the line. But right now, yeah, it's like, you know, it was a good time chilling, my G. Looking forward to seeing the rest of these. Your explanations have been thorough and justified. Thank you so much, CJ. I've tried my best despite having a speech and language problem. Oh dear. But no, yeah, thank you, CJ. I appreciate that a lot. Cheers. I don't know. I'm always awkward when people compliment me. It's weird. I'm just not used to it. Yeah, Far From Home is awkward, I feel like, because yeah, I think the only things that was really important is the fact that Spider-Man's identity was by the way, spoilers if you haven't seen it. Peter Parker's identity got released at the end of the film. and yeah, it was just sort of like, yeah, I don't know. It just, for me personally, I thought it was just all right. It's a Spider-Man film, so of course it's going to be fun. But yeah, like I actually enjoyed the actual school lot. Like them just trying to like, and obviously Peter Parker's trying to avoid the classmates knowing he's Peter Parker, like Spider-Man. And there's that scene where he's wearing the glasses, and he's like, "Oh, kill him!" And they're just like, "Affirmative, we'll kill him." It's just this drone comes, and he's just, "No, I was joking," and he's just like, "Oh, we don't do jokes," which was really funny. And obviously the teacher who's like trying to get everyone super into like their holiday, like their school trip, and he's like trying to take a photo, and I think it's in Venice, so they're taking the photo, and he puts the camera down on the side because he's checking his phone, and then the phone, like, his camera just falls into the water and just turns around, and he just looks so dejected, and it's like, oh. I felt so bad for him. I really did. WandaVision is an A. I think WandaVision actually is actually quite clever. I really do. The whole, I'm gonna put it up quite a little bit actually. The whole, like, it was Agatha all along was really well done. Of course, everyone sort of had that hint that it was Wanda that actually was like causing the chaos, but I don't think people quite realized or was quite saw it coming, where it was actually Wanda who did it, but Agatha then saw this and took advantage of it, or tried to take advantage of it, I should say, like manipulating someone's grief to like get your own way. Yeah, I thought WandaVision was very, very clever, and also like it's really interesting what they did in terms of the references to old TV shows. So yeah, like the whole episode where it was based on Modern Family, Malcolm in the Middle, Brady Bunch, like going all the way back to the 60s. Like, hello, would you like to see the list so far? Go on, you could say if I'm wrong. What's wrong? Okay, so we've got Civil War, Guardians, Black Panther, and Endgame in S tier. Yeah? Avengers, Infinity War, Avengers, Loki, Winter Soldier, Ragnarok, WandaVision, Ant-Man, Iron Man, and Doctor Strange in A tier. Ant-Man and the Wasp, What If, Captain America 1, Guardians 2, Spider-Man Homecoming, and Spider-Man Far From Home in B. Black Widow in C, Iron Man 3, Iron Man 2, Avengers Age of Ultron, and 4-1 in C. And then in bottom tier is 4-2, Captain Marvel and Hulk.
I mean, I agree with D tier at least.
Oh, okay. What would you change then? What would the fiance like?
Well, why is Thor Ragnarok in tier A? What the fuck is wrong with you people?
No, that's my opinion. It's not an S tier film.
It is perfect.
Oh, I've been told. Do I need to put it at S tier?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. I love you.
You're lucky I'm letting you keep Loki and WandaVision in there.
Okay.
And Doctor Strange, you know, is my favourite.
It's not as good as its sequel.
I like Doctor Strange.
Multiverse of Madness was better. Anyway, how was it tonight? Was it good? Yeah. Are you okay? Okay. Do you need me to come off stream? Okay. No. I'm just saying if it's very bad. No, I can't. I know I can't. But yeah, you're okay though, yeah. Okay. Oh, this actual weapon. She brought this in London last weekend. It's an actual weapon. I'm convinced. It's a massive water bottle, but you could kill someone with it. In your hands, probably. You know, because you work out. See, look. Like, oh, that is actually quite nice and cold. Oh, I like that. Stainless steel. But yeah, so WandaVision, I really liked WandaVision. I feel as though the reason why I'm not putting in S tier is because basically of its replay value. Once you know the twist, there's no point in watching it again. Like, in my opinion. she's not happy. But yeah, no, WandaVision, fantastic series. Also fantastic as Falcon and Winter Soldier, which I'm going to put in A tier as well. Like, having Sam become the new Captain America is the right thing. It is perfect. It is the right thing to do, because a lot of people kept saying, "Oh, it's going to be Bucky," and obviously some of the comics do go that way. But having Sam become the new Captain makes sense in the long run, because it is what Captain America would have wanted, because Captain America gave him the shield. He said, "It's yours now," basically. And of course, the series was Sam trying to avoid responsibility. Like, he didn't want that shield because he didn't think he was good enough. And the whole series, was revolting around the fact that, he is good enough and he is worthy of carrying that shield. And obviously, thanks to Wakandan technology, he is going to be as good as Captain America. He just needs the experience and support, which obviously, like, within racial tensions in America, which again, really good that they address that, because, there is a problem. I'm not saying it's just a US problem either. I'm saying, it's a global problem. Us as a society needs to be better and, like, actually support the people who are trying to protect us, aka Captain America. Yeah. Oh, you okay? Okay. So you just sounded a bit in pain. You just sounded in pain. You sure you're okay? Okay, good. Goody good. Shang-Chi. Oh, Shang-Chi. I'm really tempted to put him in a high B rather than an A. Yeah, I'm gonna put Shang-Chi in a high B. There is some really good stuff in there. I found there was some moments where I just generally found it a little bit awkward and a little bit filler sort of aspects. Obviously, Trevor's amazing. Like, Trevor is fantastic. He's hilarious. The what? What do you mean the Pokemon S factor? What was Pokemon about Shang-Chi? Oh, the animals. Yeah, like the animals. Yeah, so like you had Ninetales in there, didn't you? And a few other mystic creatures, which kind of look like Pokemon. Yeah, no, Shang-Chi was a good film. I think it did just draw itself out a little bit. I actually personally wanted it to be a fight between Shang-Chi and his dad rather than creature versus creature. That's just me. But I thought it was interesting, and I wanted them to explain it a little bit better about what these 10 rings do. Or, like, yes, it gives immortality and things like that, but, like, also, like, there's beacons in them, and it's some mystical weapon or something. I don't know, it just feels weird. Like, admittedly, I'll probably need to rewatch that film again to sort of understand it a bit more, but for now, it's going to be in B. It's clearly explained, like, they glow shiny colours. Oh, yeah, true, yeah. If it glows... It's the same with Miss Marvel, actually, isn't it? Miss Marvel is like, oh, it just glows. It glows shiny colours, and you get to, like, yeah. Yeah. This way. Eternals. Right. Excuse me while I adjust myself. Eternals. What on earth were they thinking? I understand why they did Eternals. It really felt like a really bad science fiction. Which is such a shame, in my opinion, because the Celestials, and like Twisted Velocity said earlier in the stream, like, they've done such a good job with Eternals to actually not only confuse the MCU in terms of its lore, but confuse people in general. Like, what is the Celestials then compared to the Celestial that apparently was Star-Lord's dad? Right? What on earth were they doing? Like, it's... Honestly, it bemuses me. It really does. There's just so much going on with that film that doesn't give me clarity. It doesn't make me understand the future of where things are going. Kit Harington's character was a complete waste of time. Like, you know, I don't know. I think the only person I kind of liked was Gemma Chan. I didn't like there was a lot of panning. There was a lot of these. I know it's from the woman who directed the Oscar-winning Korean film, which I completely forgot its name of already. I can't remember the name of it, but like she was like, I always wanted to direct a superhero film. This was not the superhero film to direct. Like, the Eternals was just so boring, and was just so lack of life or interest in any of these characters. It is going in C, because I honestly believe this is probably the biggest disappointment of the MCU so far. I really do. It had a lot of potential. There was a lot of advertising. There was a lot of marketing. Yeah, I just can't get behind it. I really can't get behind it, and I think it's such a shame. Like, I don't understand why we needed to have 5 minutes of Gemma Chan and whatever the bloke's name was making out naked in a desert. It's just like, also they're robots, so it's like robots are making out in the desert naked. All right. I will admit, it was really cool to see the Titan come out of the earth and then never spoken about again until there was like a snippet in She-Hulk where she's reading a blog site, and literally, I think it was She-Hulk. It might have not been, actually. It was a TV show. I remember that. Like, they literally only referenced the giant Titan sticking out the earth once. And you would have thought people would have, like, drawn more attention to it and been like, wait, hang on. Why is this thing sticking out the earth? But obviously not. No, it was really disappointing, actually. I think it might have been She-Hulk. If somebody saw it, it was like a snippet on a TV channel or in a newspaper where it's like giant head and hand appear from the ocean. Why? Also, is it dead or is it sleeping? I do know there's a comic where they turn the Titan like human-sized and it becomes an Avenger. I don't know anymore. Right. No Way Home, S tier. Easy S tier. This is not because of the fact that we have all the Spider-Mans back. As much as that was amazing, as much it was amazing to see all the Spider-Mans back, I actually want to give more credit to the villains that came back. So, William Dafoe, like, perfect Green Goblin. He was fantastic the whole way through. Even when Tom Holland's, like, beating him up, like, full-on punching the crap out of him, he's still laughing like a maniac. It was amazing. Jamie Foxx as well, Sandman, and Doc Ock. They were all fantastic. I understand the reason why they killed Aunt May wasn't necessarily because of a character choice. I understand it might have been because the actress was a little bit over the top. She was a little bit dramatic on set, apparently. That they wanted to terminate her contract. I don't know if that's true or not, but apparently she became very difficult around Marvel, and Marvel had no choice. I'm not surprised they did either way. I think, yeah, either way they were going to do that, right? They were going to kill her off. Spoilers for anyone who's not seen it. But yeah, you know, I'm not surprised. I really am not. It is a good film though. It is a very, very, very good film. And yeah, like, the ending is heartbreaking. But it has shown in latest things we'll talk about. Now, not everyone has forgotten about our dear Peter Parker, because not everyone was around. We find out, like, he only wanted to make people forget on Earth, not like, yeah, in other places. So yeah, it's going to be quite interesting. Multiverse of Madness is up here as well. I think Multiverse of Madness is really, really good. Sam Raimi is fantastic as a director. Fun fact, actually, if anyone has seen Multiverse of Madness, and they see the scene where he's gone into the world where everything's sort of floating, and it's obviously snowing quite a bit, and you see the cars, there's a car which Sam Raimi has put in every single film he's ever done. And the car was in full display, twirling around in the middle of that scene. I did not know that until I watched the behind the scenes video on it. I was starstruck. I was amazed. I was like, oh my god, has he actually done it? And yeah, like you see it in the original Spider-Man films. He directed the Evil Dead films, and they're all in there. It's brilliant. It really is. I enjoyed it quite a bit. But yeah, also like in terms of Multiverse of Madness, obviously it was really cool to see the Illuminati, because obviously we've never seen them before. Really cool to see Patrick Stewart back. Jim Kranowski as as the Fantastic Four, Stretch Armstrong kind of guy, Mr. Fantastic, but I think his name is. But I call him Stretch Armstrong. It's just easier. God, my throat is so dry. Yeah, like he was really good. I enjoyed all of that, and also just sort of like I think it's really cool that instead of having Doctor Strange as the villain and the hero, we actually get like further continuation of WandaVision, like after WandaVision, and actually Wanda herself like becoming the villain, which I thought not only was so important for her character, but it was just important for the MCU as a whole, because I think we were all sort of fed up with this whole like one-dimensional villains coming in and popping up, and still popping up, unfortunately. But yeah. Okay, so we've got 3 more TV series, and then we've got one... we've got She-Hulk as well, haven't we? But we'll talk about that last. Hawkeye. I was disappointed in Hawkeye. I thought we were going to see much more from that. I think the only thing I kind of enjoyed from Hawkeye was just seeing Kingpin. Yeah, I was really disappointed in that. Or, actually, I should point out, if they had the Netflix shows here... Daredevil would be A tier, like without a doubt. Daredevil Netflix was incredible. Some of the one-shot fight scenes that they did was absolute madness. It really was. Like I absolutely enjoyed them all. But I just expect. I don't know what I just kind of expected more from Hawkeye rather than us just experiencing what Hawkeye goes through. I didn't think we needed 6 episodes, honestly, for us to understand Hawkeye. And he was trying to get his Ronin suit back, wasn't he? As in the assassin Ronin, because everyone was after him. Yeah, I didn't think it was necessary, personally. But, it was cool to see Hawkeye have his own series, I guess. Like, they could have probably done it as a Christmas film. They probably didn't need to do it as a 6-part series. Yeah, I know a lot of people are really glad Florence Pugh and Haley Steinfeld are in the MCU as well, which, to be fair, they are pretty good actresses. So, Moon Knight as well, actually. I'm struggling to understand Moon Knight. I think obviously it's... So the way I understand Moon Knight is there's 2 characters in one person. There's 2 personalities. And then there's a third personality that you hear from at the end of the film, at the end of the series. I think Moon Knight is just a little awkward. It's just an overload of information per episode, and it's like, oh, we could turn back the stars, and we could do all this, and oh, by the way, we're resurrecting an evil Egyptian god. Oh, by the way, you're in the afterlife, but let's get back out from the afterlife. It's just, what are we doing? Like, just one thing at a time, please. Yeah, I think it's awkward. I really do. But Oscar Isaac did play it quite well. Yeah, I'm not 100% feeling it. Hopefully I do. I mean, obviously, I think honestly it's the same with Miss Marvel. I'm going to put Miss Marvel in C. It's a very awkward show. It's a very like, there are bits in that show where not only is the CG bad, not only is the acting bad, but there are like opportunities to make something interesting, and they just take it away. Like, me and my other half, we watched the episode where the Elder is kicking everyone's butt. And he's like, he's like walking in and out of the smoke. He's like doing all these eye shifty movements to be like, oh, I sent something that way, I sent something this way. And he's kicking butt. And then he dies. He dies literally 10 minutes later. So it's like, what? Like, you literally killed something really cool. I actually found myself caring more about the culture of her family rather than her. Um, which obviously I don't think you should do. I think you need to make people care about your character, but I just did find it interesting. And yeah, just like the culture and history of Pakistan, I thought was really good. Yeah, I don't. Other than that, I thought it was just a bit of a stopgap. Thor: Love and Thunder is the last on this list, but obviously not the last that we'll talk about before we finished. By the way, I appreciate all of you like sticking around for this. I know it's not. I know it's sort of like a little bit dragging on now. But you guys have been awesome. You really have. Thor: Love and Thunder is not as good as Ragnarok. I'm actually disappointing film. There's such a thing as too many jokes. Do you know what, Josh? I 100% agree with you. I liked this film, but I did not think it was a great film. It's a B. It's a B tier. I'm putting this a B. I know quite a few people would be like, "Oh my god, you can't do that." I can. There is a thing as too many jokes. There is a thing as too much humor. Where you're trying to put a comedic film into an action setting where you're dealing with stage 4 cancer storyline, as well as trying to stop a god butcher. Like, I think you're just putting too much on your plate, and it's spilling. That's just my opinion. I think as though, it was just awkward. If I'm honest with you, my favourite part was Christian Bale. The overall tone of the film was just all over the shop. Yes, like I thought it was really cool that Natalie Portman came back to become Mighty Thor. Unfortunately, of course, she dies at the end of the film. Again, like just trying to combine comedy with the overall fact that she is dying, she is going to die, is just a bit sort of like, okay. This is not. Part of me actually thinks this might not actually be appropriate. But I think Gareth Bale saves that. Gareth Bale in the MCU. Oh God, Christian Bale. Actually, it couldn't be Gareth Bale because he'll get injured too many times. Hey. I've got football jokes. Christian Bale saves that movie. I think Christian Bale is a fantastic actor. I'm surprised he agreed to do this. I don't know whether he literally just wanted to tick super... I mean, he's already done Batman. I don't know if he just wanted to tick an MCU film off his list, or he just really wanted to work with, Waka Tahiti, which is fair. If he did want to do that, then fair enough to him, because he did really well. But it's like, I think, the God Butcher is another one of those characters like Ultron, where he should be treated more seriously. Like, he should be treated more of a big deal. Like, more of a threat. Rather than another one film done. Sort of villains. I didn't quite get it. I didn't quite understand. And also, yeah, the ending. I thought the ending sequence was pretty interesting. Like, the whole, like, oh, so this is what the center of the universe looks like. This is, this is the universe. This is what it is. I thought that was pretty cool. It was a bit of a cop-out, being like, the kids will save the future. I felt as though if we were going to do that, then we might as well, like, I don't know, stick on the Goonies or something, just be like, the kids finding Thor on top of a ship. Just being like, look at all the treasure. Turns out to be Asgardian weapons. I don't know. Yeah, I thought that was a little bit awkward. But I understand why they did it. Because obviously Thor is a massive success, and obviously they're going to go forward with Thor 5, because we saw the after credit scene, where like Zeus has declared war on Thor and sends Hercules, which Hercules is a big deal in the comics actually, so I think it personally makes sense. I don't think Thor should go anywhere higher than B, if I'm honest, and I don't know. I feel bad saying that, but at the same time, like, Christian Bale was probably the most memorable bit of the film. It's not as good as Thor Ragnarok. Thor Ragnarok chances for Love and Thunder. Do you agree, hun? Okay, thank you. All right, that happened. But yeah, I think that's our list. If anyone's interested where I'm going to put She-Hulk, at the moment it's going in C. She-Hulk is really awkward. I get it. They're trying to be really funny. Yeah, I get She-Hulk's trying to be really funny each week, and it's like, whoa, obviously She-Hulk was doing the whole fourth wall breaking like before Deadpool did. I don't know. Hopefully it improves. If it improves, then it'll be a B. But at the moment, it's a C. Yeah, I'm not overly fond of it. I would have agreed with C, honestly, because of how good Ragnarok is. Ragnarok is just... I don't think you're going to top it. I don't think any Thor film will top Ragnarok. I really don't. I hope I get proven wrong. Don't get me wrong. It's just, yeah, I mean... yeah, like you say, like Josh says, like, there is a thing where you overdo it. You overdo the jokes. You overdo the humor. Reiki's doing another tour. Okay, I'll share that. But yeah, honestly, I don't really see. Some of the jokes were not suitable. You're all right. Yeah, just Thor: Love and Thunder in general was just a bit off. However, I will say, having Russell Crowe portray a very flamboyant Zeus was not on my expectation list. I thought we were going to see a very, very serious, angry Zeus with Russell Crowe, but he was quite funny. Like, I thought he was quite funny. Just because I never expected Russell. I thought Russell Crowe would be out like throwing lightning bolts and, screaming at everyone instead of being like, we go and have an orgy. We'll go have an orgy. It's like, okay, yeah. We'll do that, I guess. Oh, dear. But, yeah, I guess that's our list, guys. I would like to thank everyone for putting the community points in for the list. I don't know. We'll do another community one, and I don't know if anyone's got any suggestions of to what to you want me to tier list in the future. By all means, suggest it. I would be more than happy to think of things to tier list on, because tier lists are generally fun. This was a very long one. This was a longer one than I expected. I thought we were going to be done within like an hour, which is probably a good thing because obviously it's more content, right? But no, I thank you everyone for joining on that. Yeah, I guess I think the only thing I kind of caused controversy was with Chad, wasn't it? With For the Dark Four, but it happens, right? It happens. Oh yeah, the goat noise was really annoying by the end of it. It was. I know they were trying to be funny, but it really wasn't. Like, it really wasn't. I actually think... Oh, actually, sorry. I should have actually pointed out. We got a new sub-goal. This is literally just an idea that I had where I would try and put some Halloween makeup on for a Halloween stream by the end of the month. Because we'll be streaming Bloodborne starting next week, I want to say. No, not next week. 2 weeks, I think. When's actually October? Oh, it's October next week. Right, okay, it might be next week then. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens, I suppose. I would like to thank you all for joining. I really do. I'm actually thinking we should just stop it here because I know we were supposed to do some Pokemon, but I think we're all a bit tuckered out. Well, I am anyway. I'm exhausted. I'm pretty sure we're just going to go raid someone in a second. I was going to do some Pokemon, but I think no one's really around to do it or wants to. Let's see who we can raid then. I'm not going to lie. It'll probably be... Oh, actually, sorry. I forgot to mention as well. Probably picking up Splatoon 3 at the end of the month. At least I hope. We will see. We will honestly see. I'm not 100% sure. But we'll yeah, we'll see what happens. Anyway, Has anyone got anyone they would like me to raid before I go and raid someone randomly? Oh, Yellow Eyes is playing Walking Dead. We haven't raided him in a bit. He would be quite fun, I reckon. Everyone else is doing like VGC battles, which I know not everyone is super into. Somebody's playing Disney Dreamlight Valley. That's brave. I hear it's like the buggiest thing ever. Yeah, I heard it's like the most buggiest thing possible. Also, like, why are they forcing people to pay when it's going to go free like early next year? And it's like I'm not because my other half was interested in it, but we kind of looked at it and we're like, we're not paying 30 quid for skins, like an early access where it's an actual bug fest at the moment. It's not happening. It's not happening. Yeah. Okay. So we are going to call it a night because I am exhausted. We will be back. Hopefully, I'll be back on Wednesday. Honestly, depends how quickly I get home from work. If I'm not able to stream Wednesday, then I'll probably do Thursday, Friday. Because, of course, Friday is the other half. She's streaming on Friday night. Please come and join us on that one. It's her very first stream. Come give us some support. She'll absolutely love it. Yeah. Okay. So we're going to go raid Yellow Eyes. Because he is a bro. He is a cool bro. If I actually remember how to... Come on, behave. Raid. There we go. It hasn't got any capital. I don't know. Will that actually work? Oh, it does work. Awesome. Okay, right. We're going to go raid Yellow Eyes. Thank you all very much for stopping by tonight. Thank you, Soph, for the sub. Thank you, Josh, for your sub as well. Thank you guys for all of your opinions. CJ, Josh, Olsen, Chad, King Chicken, the best chicken, King Chicken. Twisty as well. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you all look after yourselves. Thank you so much, Elite Prime, for stopping by as well. I will see you guys probably on either Wednesday or Thursday. Of course, join us on Friday for the other half. Much love. Do take care. Have a good one. There we go. Oh, boy.